Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Steph from the Hot Moon Podcast, and today we're going to talk about Al Sharpton. So before we get started, please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. So let's get moving. Okay, so look, we know, Al Sharpton to be a, civil rights activist, and, he's done a lot of his early work in the 70s for civil rights, and, he was very instrumental in, getting police to stop the whole stop and frisk in New York. And obviously now you see Al Sharpton at a lot of when there's any issues with police brutality or the unjustly killing of black people by the hands of law enforcement. Al Sharpton is front and center, and he's also front and center with the family, and always has something to say during the court proceedings and stuff like that. So Al Sharpton, when it comes to these social injustices, he's always front and center, right? But there was an article, actually quite a few articles that came out recently talking about the compensation that Al Sharpton gets. Okay, so Al Sharpton has his own company called it's called NAN. It stands for National Action Network Charity, so it's a nonprofit organization. And it's been reported that his salary or his compensation is about $650,000, and that his company has spent about $1 million for private jets and luxury chauffeur cars for transportation and stuff like that, and just a whole bunch of other things as well, getting backed by private donors. Now look, I'm not saying that Al Sharpton isn't, he shouldn't get some more compensation or get paid for his own, for working and handling or being front and center for some of these things. It's good to have someone who's going to champion a certain group's cause, but I mean, let's be real here. Black death, black trauma, black people being killed by police officers and stuff like that. Like, I know there's all this outcry and we need change and stuff like that, and that all makes sense, right? But there's always profits to be made. Even these non-profit organizations like BLM and stuff like that, let's not get it twisted. They're in it to make some serious cash. And a lot of times, man, they donate money or they help give money to some of the victims or to pay for funerals or stuff like that, but it doesn't equate to the amount of money that's being generated and donated to these organizations, right? Al Sharpton's his team or his company, well, he has a team basically. I mean, his team he has his family on payroll as well too, making money as well. And it's just it just goes to show you guys that I get the purpose of it and the cause, what I'm saying, and needing somebody to bring attention to some of these things, when it comes to the inequities and social justice issues. But I mean, the money is just so massive. Back in 2020, Al Sharpton's company made 0.7 or $11.1 million. And we know what happened in 2020. I mean, that was the whole George Floyd thing. That was a big year for, racial, social justice organizations. They made a killing. I mean, BLM made a lot of money that year. I think BLM made $40 million that year or something like that, if I'm correct. I may be wrong about that, but Al Sharpton's group, made a nice little chunk of change too. And then a year later they made 7.1 million or something like that, right? But it just goes to show you guys, it's cool to donate, and it's cool to feel like you're supporting a cause that's going to bring change, man. I mean, these changes that happen are so small, man. And again, especially in the black community, man, like they always got these people that are like good at talking, good at trying to galvanize, pull on the heartstrings and stuff like that. And then in the back end, they're making massive profits, you know? Now, I'm not saying, like, again, I'm not saying Al Sharpton doesn't deserve to get anything, but I mean, $650,000, and he did what for black people, honestly, you know, or at least currently now, you know? I mean, he's corporate as hell now, you know, but he's been corporate, you know, and I always find it interesting that every time there's an issue with a shooting or something like that, you have the same usual suspects that are on camera hooping and hollering, and you know, and it's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, they're, you know, it's one of those situations where you don't want to blame the messenger, but at the same time, it's almost kind of like, look what the messenger is making in the back end, you know, it's crazy. I mean, $650,000 is so basically his salary. They said that his salary had doubled over the last year. Plus, you know, he was on a private jet and everything like that, man. It's just crazy, yo. And then you had issues with BLM, you know, with some of the funds being paid out to family members that run that organization and stuff like that. You know, I'm of the mindset that I've always been in the mindset of put the money directly to the people. Put it directly, you know, if you're going to donate or anything like that, you know, donate it directly to the family members. Donate it directly to the victims, man. Like, I respect Al Sharpton and what he's done and stuff like that, but these guys, they always have an agenda, you know, and it's easy to kind of like, you know, pull when it comes to like black people issues and stuff like that. Like, it's easy to like get us hooked in, like, yeah, that sounds right, yeah, let's donate money, we're gonna get some change done. The changes we make are so minimal, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, it's usually when, you know, white people actually, you know, make the changes for us that get on our side, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, Al Sharpton just, you know, front and center, always hooping and hollering and stuff like that. Like, it's so serving to him in a lot of ways. And as you can see here, the money, you know what I'm saying? The money has influenced the blackness, so the quote unquote black network that he has. It's crazy, man. It's a crazy amount of money, man. So, you know, I just want to bring that up and just kind of highlight that. It's just like, yo, like when it comes to our issues as people, like it's better that we help each other out. Like, don't be relying on these black figureheads to help us get things moving. They're in it for themselves, and we shouldn't get it twisted. And that goes for a lot of nonprofit organizations, but I'm really talking about the one that he's running in BLM. You know, the money they're making is gross, you know, especially for that's supposed to be nonprofit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so anyways, guys, please like, subscribe. I'm out.